Winchester News Online interviewed Deputy Vice-Chancellor Elizabeth Stuart about last week's inconclusive strike.
Well, some lectures were undoubtedly cancelled. It's hard to know the extent of that at this stage, but we do know that some were cancelled and a fair proportion of academic staff were not here. I think the university is sympathetic to the case that staff are making, particularly those on the lower end of the pay scale. They've had very small pay increases for the past few years, and I think that particularly impacts on those near the bottom of the pay scale. So I think we are sympathetic, but higher education is going through an unprecedented time of change. We don't yet know the full impact of the new fee regime. Recruitment is becoming ever more competitive. We're in a time of real uncertainty, and so we do appreciate the need to be cautious in terms of pay increases. So I think our position would be that we're broadly sympathetic, but we also recognise the need to be cautious.
Being sympathetic, how do you feel that when the students are affected?
Well, I would say that I was disappointed that the unions moved so quickly towards strike action, because I think strike action only really hurts students. And I think none of us who are involved in higher education really want to do that. I hope that the first course of action would be action short of a strike. And I very much regret that the first course of action was a strike.
Other way around it.
We've made our position clear to the body that's responsible for the national pay negotiations, that we would like to see slightly more flexibility when it comes to negotiations. At the moment, I am not terribly optimistic that that's going to happen. Not all universities are in as good a position as we are in terms of recruitment. Some people have not been able to make their student number control target and so on. So at the moment, I'm not optimistic there'll be much movement nationally. But we've made our position clear, and that will continue to be our position. Well, I think people often don't realise that people in senior management, for example, are on a completely different pay scheme to the rest of the university. And our pay is not determined by ourselves, it's determined by the Board of Governors.
Would you say that there would be repercussions if the teachers at the university or the lecturers were to continue to strike?
I think it would be very unfortunate if we went into a period where there was regular strike action, because, as I said, that would impact most negatively upon students. And I honestly don't think that colleagues will want to go down that route. Everybody cares about their students. So I'm really hoping that there won't be any more national strikes called. My message is that I really hope that lecturers have made alternative provision, that they've rearranged their lectures, and that if they can't do that, that they'll put material up on the learning network and so on, so that students won't suffer. That is very much what the university hopes will happen. And to reassure students that the university is doing all it can to bring this industrial dispute to a swift conclusion.